Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Dr. Khokhar, with the program Bible Explains It All. Thank you very much for joining us this beautiful Saturday morning. And we are here with a heavy heart, knowing what's happened in Uvdale. And our prayers and hearts goes to the victims, to the Uvdale school, the elementary school, and all the children and all the parents which have witnessed this unspeakable evil. Our hearts and prayers goes to that. Now today I'm just thinking we're just going to talk about, if God has created everything, then if God has created evil as well. So this is a very typical and old question. So a lot of people, they have tried to answer this, and a lot of people, they think about this. Again, welcome to the program Bible Explains It All by Dr. Coker. So in the Bible, it is written that God has created everything. God said, let there be light, and then there was light. So God created everything. So where did the evil come from? Now, I just want you to understand, when God created everything, God created man in his own image. And why did God create man? So this is the question before I answer if God has created evil or not. God has created man only for one thing. According to the Bible, God has created man for the fellowship. And for that fellowship, God created man. And that is from the Bible. Now, the thing is this: if God created man for the fellowship, so that creation, that fellowship has to be with the full volition, with the full choice. It cannot be God create a robot and say that I am creating you for the fellowship. That's not how God created man. According to the Bible, the person has a full choice and the full volition to come in the fellowship with God, because that is the choice, and that is the love, and that is the joy of fellowship. If it is not the choice, and if it's robot, so let me ask you a question. So if you have a birthday, and at your birthday you have create a robot, and you tell the robot, you program the robot, and you program the robot according to what you like on your birthday. What kind of flowers would you like on your birthday? What kind of gift would you like on birthday? What time do you want that gift on birthday? So what's going to happen? The robot will bring you that gift according to your wishes. God could have created man according to his wishes, exactly like we can create a robot. But that's not what was the purpose of the creation. The purpose of the creation is with full choice, and that choice was to worship God and stay in the fellowship, and that choice made the evil possible. Same thing for the service. If I have a servant, and if I have somebody service me, and I'm just forcing him to love me, to do everything not without choice, so then there is no love. There is just the servanthood, and the servanthood and the robot makes no sense in the fellowship. But if somebody loves me with their full choice, then I feel the joy of that love, and that is the purpose of the creation. And that is the purpose of the whole thing of the creation of man. Now, we are in the lower realms of the heaven, according to the Bible. And we are trying to reach to the upper level, and which is heaven. And that's where we are trying to reach. And in the lower realm, it's written that it was all chaos. And God created man and put us in charge right here. And then God asked us to have a fellowship with him. Now, if it is a full chaos and full chaotic place that we are here, so what is our job? To make this place to be. Our job, in a sense, is make this place a godly place. That's what we are here to do. That is the whole purpose of the creation, and that's why God created a man in the lower realms, and we are trying to reach to the upper realms, and which is called heaven. Heaven is the upper realm, and we are in the lower realm of the earth. And what is our purpose here? Our purpose here is again to make this place godly, to make ourselves godly, to have that relationship with God. And in order to make that not godly ourselves, but we just go around and preach the morality and make this place the moral place and the godly place, and we fight the forces of evil, which is godlessness. And when you see wherever the godlessness increases, the chaos and the incidents like Uvdale, Texas, increases, and that's where the problems arise. What's going on in Ukraine? The same thing, godlessness, because godlessness made the evil possible. But wherever the morality comes into place, that morality changes the whole equation of the godlessness, and wherever the morality comes, it brings peace. God, the way God has created man, there is no peace within us unless we have the relationship with God. That is the whole purpose of the creation. And that is the whole purpose of the fellowship. A man tries to find peace in different things. Somehow we think that probably the peace is in acquiring more wealth. That clunks. That does not make sense. Then we started thinking probably acquiring more land is peace. That engine goes a little bit further, but then it clunks, just like what's going on in Ukraine. Russia thinks, but by having more land, they will have more resources and they will be more happier. But it's not going to work. And every time we just go out and we just try to put our flesh and our own wills in place, that's where the evil is possible. But whenever we just go towards godliness, that's where the peace is. This is a very simple equation, because when God created us, He did not create us to have peace with any other fuel other than Him. That's what man thinks. Man thinks by just going to the wars, just going to have more resources, to have more knowledge, more things, and acquire all the things which flesh desires somehow will bring peace. It works. It works for a very short time period. Hitler, he thought the same thing. Mussolini, he thought the same thing. All the people, all the evil characters in the Bible, they thought the same thing, that probably having the desires of the flesh will acquire them the peace. The woman of my own choice, the pretty girl, then there is no boundary for the lust. The lust keeps going on, and that's where it stops when you have God in your life. And that's what happened in Uvdale. Because we are becoming a society, more and more society of godlessness. We are running after things instead of God. And the morality, and even, I'm sorry to say this, the church and the religious places are becoming more like business. And that is the problem. That is not the solution of the problem. And because due to that problem, we are facing all these troubles in life. Now, just think about this. We can have all these things. I'm not against people being rich. I'm not against people just go out and work hard. This is not the point. The point is people should go and have to do things with morality first, because sometimes we think with our lust and with our own wisdom we can acquire all things, but God has, it's very explicit in the Bible that only if you have the kingdom, if you seek the kingdom of God, then all these things will be given to you anyway, because that is what the promise in the Bible. And if you see that promise in the Bible is still, even today, it is true. It is true in a sense, because if you see, God told Abraham that I will make you the source of blessing for all over the world, and still Abraham and his seed is the source of blessing for all over the world. There's no other way that and if I say the Jews, the most innovative nation on the earth, the innovation is the source of blessing, and that innovation comes from who? From Jews and so-called Christians. Majority, I'm not saying everything, but that is the source of the blessing, because when the innovation comes, then the blessing comes. Otherwise, how can you feed that over 7 billion people in the world? But over 7 billion people in the world, we need to teach morality. If we do not teach morality, then the war, famine, and all these disasters are rampant. All these disasters will keep happening if we do not teach people morality. And the morality comes from the fellowship with God, the choice. That morality comes with the love. God has created me and you. And when God has created me and you, so there is a purpose. And that purpose is the Creator has created me because He loved me. I mean, if I create something and then I say I disown it and I do not love that thing, that does not make sense. Obviously, if you create something, you love it, don't you? Even if you have, forget about the creation, people have pets and they love their pets because they think that they are the provider to that pet, and the pet would love them back. It's a very, I mean, in a lot of situations, this is just like the example where we see people, they are like so much in love with their creation that they're ready to lay down. Just like if you really see, majority of the people, 99.9% people, they love their children because they are their creation and they are ready to do anything for them. If me and you, we love our children and we are sinner and we want to have that fellowship with our children because we love them, then just think about if that relationship with God and a man is on choice, and that choice is the definition of the whole love in that relationship, how much God loves you. Now, the problem is this, that we somehow think that we can outlove God with the laws and customs. We cannot outlove God with our laws and customs, because that's not the reason of the creation. You cannot outlove the Creator. It is the same way if you say that I can outlove my mom. You cannot outlove your mom. Mom is a mom, and mom would always love more to her children than the children back to her. Majority of the cases. So, what is the plan? If God, did God create evil? Well, God create a choice. God did create a choice. And because of that choice, the evil is possible. But because of that choice, the love is possible simultaneously. Otherwise, we are robots, and we are not robots. And that is the whole purpose of the man, to be created. Created to just go out and bring the lower part of the heaven to be heaven. You don't have to die to go to heaven. You can make that place heaven right here. Heaven is a place to be retired. You don't, people, it's just like very strange when I probably hear from people that in heaven it's just going to be, everything will be peaceful. In heaven, everything will be nice. In heaven, everything will be peaceful with each other. Well, that is after your retirement. Why not here right now? Because that is the whole purpose. Why can't we make this earth a heaven, heavenly place? Well, oh, I want to make this earth a heavenly place, but you do not know. Those people, they don't love me. Oh, those people I do not like. They probably did this. They probably did that. And all these different lame excuses we have that we cannot make this place heavenly. But let me tell you, you can make this place heavenly also. Only thing you have to do to make this place heavenly is to bring godliness to this place. We are trying to make. So while I'm here on this earth, what is my duty? According to God, to have fellowship in choice, to have love with Him, and then to make this place more heavenly. If I'm a heavenly being, then I should be a heavenly being whether I go to heaven or whether I live here. Obviously, I'm not perfect, but I keep trying. You keep telling people about, not telling people about the love of God, but you show the love of God in you. Well, in heaven, you can do everything, but here you can't. Then you are not going to heaven. You cannot outsmart God with your laws and with your customs. You cannot outlove God, because the relationship, the fellowship is drawn on love. You cannot reach God by keeping some customs and laws and regulations, and then at the end, you will just go and you say, God, look at this. I have kept all these laws, and now you will twist His arm and get into the upper realms, which is heaven. In order to reach there, you have to make this place, the place you are, in the lower realms of earth. You have to make this place heavenly. You have to start with yourself. You have to start with yourself by just forgiving everyone around you and by just loving everyone around you. I'm not saying that you will become perfect. Obviously, you can become perfect. But at the same time, you can keep running towards perfection. And that is the whole purpose of creation. Now, if I say that somehow I can reach God with my own power, then I'm just saying that I'm a servant of God, and you are not the servant of God. Somebody has told you, because when I talk about the relationship, somehow, and that's another problem in the relationship. That's the another problem of the godliness. Somehow we think that we are servants of God. We are not the servants of God. Because the law, when I say the laws, rules and regulations that make you servant, you are not the servant of God. And I told you that relation, the whole relationship with the God and the man is drawn on the love. It's written in John chapter 15, verse 15. It's saying, no longer do I call you servants, for the servant does not know what his master is doing. What it means that no longer God calls you servants. If you are in love with God, then there is no evil. Evil is possible when you make another choice and when you are making a choice of being a servant. You can, if you are on the road, if you think that the officer will pull you over and give you a ticket, and that's why you have to slow down, so it means you are following a law. And if the officer right now pull you over, I don't think so. Nobody would just say that he loves him, because he is the implementation of the law of the land. And whenever the law is implemented, nobody's happy. I haven't met even one person who said, I am so happy today because I was speeding and I got a ticket of $200. Nobody. There is always, even if they know there's a guilt, there's always some form of kind of resentment deep down in the heart, because the law makes you servant of the thing. And if under law you are penalized, then there's no love. It is not love that you are penalized under law. And that's exactly God has done with us. Mom does apply law. I mean, somebody can argue that. Yes, mom does say you keep this thing, this thing, and this thing, and that thing, but then mom does not throw you in the hell because you did not clean your room. Mom tells the children, to clean the house or clean their rooms or do your homework, because that is pointing towards success. But that is not love. The love of the mom is, whether you do homework or not, she loves you unconditionally. That is exactly how the Bible is. That is exactly how the love of God is. Unconditional. There is no condition in the love. When we put the conditions, when we use the choice to do the wrong things, that's when the evil is possible. Godliness starts from the love of God. And you cannot just become the receiver of the love and you do not give love around people around you. If you are just the receiver of the love and you do not emanate love, then this is not a godly love. That's what happened in Uvdale. That's what's happening in Ukraine. That's what happened. The problem, people all over the fightings in the world and all over the restlessness, because we are failed to make this place heaven. We have made this place into something which is not loving. When an 18-year-old stands up and start killing the elementary kids from the elementary school, there's a problem. The problem in the society. We preach love, but we do not have love. We preach forgiveness when it comes to myself, but we do not have. We just want to be the receiver of the forgiveness, but we do not want to give that forgiveness in the society. We preach people to live by faith, but we do not have that faith. We preach people to do the right thing, but when it comes to ourselves, we catch ourselves doing the wrong thing. And that is the problem of choice. We are using our choice in a wrong way. God did not create me to make this place godlessness in this place. God created me to just go and do something which shows that you are the creator. So I was just thinking, that have you ever, majority of the people, 99.9% people, they have a heart. So when they see a kid, when they see a child, they see the innocence. That's what really attracts people towards a child, isn't it? And if you meet any holy person, that holy person you want to hang out with, it is because of the innocence that attracts you toward. If I see any kid, regardless of, to me, all children are cute. I do have this penchant or inclination to just go and touch and love, give my love to that kid. Because inside, the innocence attracts the innocence, and that's what Jesus said. Let these little kids comes to me, because of the kingdom of heaven is the people like this. You understand what I said? The more and more you have that innocence, which is built in us, the righteousness, the more and more we will make this place a godly place. And that righteousness, what I talk about, that is the whole zigzag in our mind. Righteous, not righteous. Righteous, not righteous. We have this. God has built this, relationship within us, which tells us, that by doing this right thing, we'll be doing the godly thing, but somehow keep on ended up doing something wrong. That is the problem of the whole system. That somehow we told the system that morality comes from the land of the law of the land. I'm sorry. From the law of the land, the morality comes, and somehow the politicians will teach us morality. Somehow the policies will teach us morality. But just like I said, it will just go very short distance, then it falls. It does not make sense, because there is no peace on this earth unless you have the godliness in you, and that is peace. And I told you before that God has put that fuel of the peace, is God Himself, in us. Now, I want you to go and use your choice. Use your choice in a way, in a fashion, in a form where your decisions are drawn on godliness. And you become the promoter, or you become the permeation point, or you become the person people they see around you and they just want to hang out with you because they see godliness in you. Well, I do not know where to start from. Starting from is this, that you start with the love. People out there, they do not need the words. People out there, they do not need my generosity. People out there hurting, they do not need that I'm just going and give them something and looks at them as arrogant person, that I am the giver of that thing. People, they do not need that out there. People, they do not need anybody's generosity. People, they need love out there, and that's what we are lacking on. And that's what, when the society falls away from God, the society becomes, the immorality becomes rampant. And that's what's going on in the world. And the morality is love. Morality is not law. I do not want to keep repeating myself. And that's what we need. And that's what made evil possible. The choice. The choice which God has bestowed upon us bring love and bring calamity. I just want this morning everybody to know that we make a choice of love, because this is the right choice to make. Do not wait to go to heaven. Make this place heaven. Next time when you meet someone, show that you're a godly person. Not you're doing the right thing. Yes, you do the right thing if your heart is changed, and that heart is changed because of the love. By this definition of if God created evil or not, God created choice, so God created love. And that through love, all these things are possible. God bless you all, and thank you very much for listening Radio Caravan. And I will be playing some songs for you all. If you have any questions, you may call me, and I'll be more than happy to answer those. So you can call the studio at 214-817-3333, or you can call my personal cell phone, which is 214-713-9592. God bless you all. Thank you. And wherever you go today and from here on, bear this in mind, that you are taking God with you wherever you go. And you are taking the choice. And that choice create evil. And that choice create godliness or godlessness. God bless you all. Thank you very much. And I'll be playing some music for you.